Now, in a world where gas prices are skyrocketing, homes are becoming unaffordable, and the economy is struggling, we are we turn our attention to an event that stands in stark contrast to these harsh realities, the Met Gala 2024. This event, often seen as the epitome of opulence, has been making waves for its extravagant display of wealth and luxury. But amidst the grandeur, there's a growing unease. As we navigate through time of economic hardship, the spectacle of the Met Gala has drawn parallels with the dystopian world of the Hunger Games. So let's go into this and sort of break this down a little bit. So the Met Gala 2024 themed was the Garden of Time, which was something that was inspired by J.G. Ballard's 1962 short story. Celebrities arrived in statement-making looks, each more extravagant than the last. Take Zendaya's first look, which here's Zendaya right here. It was an ode to nature with a towering headpiece tucked into a forest green beret, a hummingbird on her neck, and fruits and vines draped around her deep blue and green gown. So, is that it? I don't think this is it. Is this her first dress? Wait a minute, let's take a look at her first dress. So I'm trying to script, guys. If you guys haven't, I'm trying to script today. Trying something different. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see. Zendaya. Let's see if we can find her first one. Zendaya, first entrance in Met Gala. Because Zendaya made two entrances, all right? So let's see it. So is this the first one, or is this the secret of the look? Yeah. Is this okay? So this must be her first look. There you go. And then here's her second look. So, oh my God, it's I've never liked the Met Gala. I've always thought it was something that was kind of gross, and I'm not really into this whole like displaying of opulence. But it is nice for artists to come out and do cool things like this and spend money and raise money for. By the way, they're raising money for the costume department for the Met. So that's what this money goes for. So just so you guys know. Um, but what makes it the Met? What makes the Met Gala the epitome of opulence? It's not just the grandeur of outfits, but also the exclusivity of the guest list and the lavish spending. An individual ticket for the Met Gala costs around $75,000, while a 10-seat table starts at $350,000. This display of wealth is in stark contrast to the realities of the world outside the gala. And when you think about what we have, right, like what we're facing as young people are coming into an age of taking on responsibility and being able to that freedom of leaving home and graduating from college and going into the world. And when they realize that they've been lied to, when they were told if you go to college and you work hard, you too can attain the American dream, just to find out that it's so far out of reach, they're so far in debt that they don't even know where to begin. They can't get a job with their gender studies degree or their art degree, right? Or they're trying to do education. It's a harsh reality that people have to face these days, and so I understand why the youth is a bit disillusioned about what's going on in the world and how far they're taking, what they perceive to be the right side of history. And again, I'm not here to judge what you guys believe in. If you're pro Palestine or pro BLM, whatever it is that you support, it's fine. Do your thing, but know that there's more to what's going on than just what we're seeing, because the media, we always have to remember that the media is only here to project the state, right? Like they are the mouth of a state or of the oligarchy, right? Like George Soros, for instance. Okay, It's interesting that Alex Jones was right about the George Soros thing. I remember hearing about George Soros. George Soros. He's always talking about George Soros, but then when you look into it, he is actually hitting on something that is real, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting how many people now are awake to that.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
So, what do we mean by the epitome of opulence as the Met Gala? It's not just the grandeur of the outfits, but it's the exclusive. Oh my God, I just read that. We're moving on. And this is where the comparison to the Hunger Games comes in. In the Hunger Games, the wealthy capital displays ostentatious wealth and luxury while the districts live in poverty. Sound familiar, friends? Sound familiar? The Met Gala, with its display of wealth and luxury, seems eerily similar to the dystopian world, especially considering the current state of the world, high gas prices, unaffordable homes, and struggling economy, of course, being a few. And of course, the hundreds of thousands of people who are being murdered or starved to death or being bombed into the Stone Age. We have Yemen, and we have the people of Syria. We have the slaves of the Uyghurs in China, right? And of course, we have the Palestinians in Gaza. So much trouble in the world. So what does it all mean? Is the Met Gala simply a display of wealth and luxury, or is it a reflection of the societal inequalities that exist in our world today? As we continue to navigate through these challenging times, these are the questions we must ask ourselves. So, how does this all sort of fit into the blackout? And of course, we got to explain what Blackout 2024 is, and that's what we're gonna do. But the Met Gala didn't just end with the event, right? Like it completely sparked a movement that shook the very foundations of celebrity culture. And celebrities, they are the type of people who have a hole in their soul that can never be filled, right? Like that's why they went into this in the first place, was to obtain attention. Not all of them, right? Not all artists are like that. There are definitely artists who are just like, I don't want the spotlight, I just want to create. But of course, that's not how it works, right? So, when you talk about celebrities' ego and what matters to them, what matters to them is their money, their influence, and their reach. And Celebrity Blackout 2024 is so interesting because they are targeting exactly that. People are unfollowing celebrities like Haley Bailey, for instance, Lizzo, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. So many people are blocking these celebrities, and it's a whole movement, right? And to almost bend them to the will of what they want. Now we're gonna watch some videos and stuff after I'm done ranting on here, but it's I find it so fascinating, and I actually think this is a great way to sort of have a movement progress. I think it's better than like blocking Jewish students from going to class, right? Or being anti-Semitic on these places, and even like when you saw on UCLA campus, there were pro-Israel people who started agitating and went and attacked the pro-Palestine encampment of UCLA, which is a really interesting video that I was just watching earlier, because these are videos that we didn't really see, and you see them sort of attacking them. So it's not just the pro-Palestinian students that are causing violence, which a lot of the right-wing media want you to think. A lot of these protests are very positive and very peaceful. And again, whether or not you agree with them, as long as it's peaceful and it's done in a legal manner. Now, the encampments, on the other hand, they are trespassing after a certain time. You can't just sleep on the lawn, but these universities are sort of letting it slide. So that's up to the universities, right? But what you are seeing are violence being committed from all sides here. Heavy-handed cops, you have pro-Israel agitators, you have pro-Palestine agitators, you have people that don't even go to these universities and camping in these universities. You have like 45-year-old men hanging out with basically kids, right? And they're not well. And so you have a lot of stuff like that happening. You also have feds, right? Like you have people who are being planted in these movements to start to start agitating and to start violence. Just like you'll see in like back in BLM, how there was the one guy, right, with the ski mask on, who was going around just breaking windows. And people are like, what are you doing? And then they start calling him a Fed. And then, okay. So that is real, right? Like, we do know that our Justice Department will implant people who will agitate to create violence so they can shut down a certain movement, right? That's so it's not just the pro-Palestinian kids, it's not just pro-Israel, and it's not just the cops, right? And people all want to put that, they all want to blame it on one sect of people, and it's ridiculous because it's a it's a group effort, friends. So the celebrity blackout movement was a response to the perceived silence and inaction of celebrities in face of these global crises, mainly what's going on in Gaza. And of course, originating on TikTok, the Blackout 2024 campaign urged social media users to block celebrities on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify. And the aim was to hit celebrities where it hurts, right? Like their ad revenue, their attention. They're taking away their money, taking away their attention. And, this is why they want to take TikTok away, because a lot of these movements do come from TikTok. That's why Steven Mnuchin, who is Jewish, wants to take over. It's why the Jewish lobby was the biggest proponent of the banning TikTok bill, right? They want to take away people's ability to communicate and freely share ideas. Even though TikTok is very sensorial, they want to take away the right, or at least the ability to spread what certain people would say is bad for a certain movement, right? Like the pro-Palestinian movement. They want to be able to shut that down. And I believe that people should be able to protest and do whatever they want. Of course, we have, again, George Soros is funding these movements. So there is a sort of a, this is by design, right? I don't know why George Soros likes to be a disruptor, and maybe he's just very left-leaning, and that's totally fine. But what we're seeing now, which is very interesting, for the last, 8 years, the last few elections, about 6 months out, let's say 6 months out of the Trump 2016 Trump Hillary Clinton, we had the Me Too movement. 6 months out of the 2020, we had the BLM movement, which split a bunch of people. The Me Too movement split a bunch of people, split the vote, made people push their neighbors away even more. And of course, now we have Israel-Palestine conflict, which is within 6 months to the election. So we have to understand that these things are sort of by design. And I'm not exactly sure why. You do see George Soros is somebody who was a Hungarian Jew who was selling out his own people during the Nazi occupation, I believe, of Hungary. He was actually selling out his own people, and there's interviews you guys can go look up and all that stuff. So, I don't want to get too far off topic here. I'm just saying that it's interesting how these movements just sort of pop up, right? Um, so the blackout movement gained momentum very quickly with hashtags like "Let Them Eat Cake," "Celebrity Block List," blackout trending worldwide, and we're gonna get to that the Haley Bailey "Let Them Eat Cake" over La Tigra, and of course that's it's all very it's all very in your face, right? Like it's like literally throwing their money, their opulence in people's faces, right? So let me where's the let me eat cake girl? Like that was so Haley Bailey is over here. What is this? What is this? Why is so NPR did a good job of sort of breaking down what's going on. Here is Chris talking about
Let's
it.
talk about Haley Bailey, who's the center of this week's controversy on social media after posting this from the Met Gala. Let's talk
Cake.
Who took the bomb?
And this lit her comment section on fire and prompted other creators to throw her shade for being out of touch with reality. Which begs the question, why is this even an issue? How celebs use their platforms should be their choice, right? The platforms that they have built don't come with any social obligation or responsibility.
So he's actually advocating for the celebrities, and there is a thing, a sort of dissonance that I'm feeling when you have these people, or these mostly young people who are trying to push their beliefs onto celebrities and force them into believing something, whether they believe it or not. It kind of harkens back to the blackout squares of BLM. Now, my wife is black, and during that whole movement, my wife was like, I am not just falling in line with the BLM thing and blacking out. And she got so much shit from her black friends. And they're like, why aren't you blacking out your thing? I didn't do it, obviously. I'm Mexican, and I'm 2% Senegalese. But in any case, I just have to bring that up. In any case, it wasn't something that we looked at as something that we wanted to participate in. Turns out, BLM was kind of a scam, and it made nothing better for black people. I do think it was beautiful at the beginning because it pointed out it was an important movement because it pointed out violence against people, police brutality, especially in the black community, which is something that is prevalent. It has been going down. But when you look at the BLM movement and how splintered off it got into different directions, how different factions of it did different things, it seemed like it just took a lot of money from the community. And, the lady just bought like $1 million mansions, right, in Los Angeles, and lots of weird stuff going on with that. But again, this was an important movement to draw attention to this problem, this prevailing problem that was going on with police brutality, and even not just black people, but everybody in general too, that gets police brutality, right, getting brutalized by a corrupt system that allows and facilitates corruption, right? Because you could be a good cop working with a bad cop, but because this is your partner and because this union protects your partner who's a bad cop, you sort of let things slide, right? You could be the best cop, play it by the rules, all the way down to the law, right? But if you are letting your partner sort of get away with committing crimes and skirting the law, then you are complicit, right? And that's where they get that whole all cops are bad, which I don't believe that. Because there are good cops out there who do, uphold the law, but it is a system that facilitates corruption, and that's something that needs to change. And that's to me, that's important. I do support cops, but I do recognize that they do facilitate corruption, and it's not okay. It's not okay, friends. If you take that oath, if you're supposed to do your job and do it right, you should be You should be ratting out your partner, and you should be rewarded for bringing corrupt cops down. Maybe cops need better training. Maybe they need more money. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. All right. So, uh, we have the Let 'em Eat Cake lady, and Haley Bailey here is now going to apologize to everybody. And let's watch Haley.
Hey guys, I know what a lot of you guys want from me right now is answers, and I want nothing more than to give them to you. So hopefully I can answer every question that you have about what happened on Monday night. About a week and a half before the Met Gala, I was contacted by E! To see if I had any interest in being a pre-Met Gala host. There are usually 3 hotels that celebrities leave from to go to the Met Gala. I was stationed at what's called the Mark. I was supposed to do content with celebrities and on air about their departures to the Met. The Met is one of the most exclusive.
So that's her sad ass, her sad ass little apology she had. Let's look a little bit deeper in there. This sort of will condense this down. Even relatively minor celebrities like social media influencer Haley Bailey, who wasn't even a guest at the event but had been hired as a pre-gala host to interview those invited as they headed to the party. She got caught up in the backlash. Many creators posted negative reactions to the video Bailey posted of herself that night, which has since been taken down, saying, "Let them eat cake." It was a nod, as she later admitted in a video, apologizing for her actions to a current trend on social media for looks inspired by Marie Antoinette, and a line from the 2006 film starring Kristen Dunst about the ill-fated French queen. And, during this time, the French Revolution, yeah, her whole family got slaughtered because of this. You had such a disparity between the elite and the poor. The poor were starving, and meanwhile, the king and the queen are all getting fat, eating cakes and eating food like constantly. Yeah, so everybody was taken out to the guillotine, right? So that time in history is very interesting to an interesting choice to promote that time in French history. And the French are still fucking revolting, bro. Like, there's no one protests or revolts like the French. I mean, if you saw them, was it last year or this year even, right? Where they're burning shit down. It's wild. So, very interesting time in history to highlight during a weird time in history where we're at now. Again, inflation, gas prices, unaffordable houses, people just dying in Gaza, right? People dying all over the world. The world is the world is just not peaceful or stable enough for the average person to accept and enjoy celebrities flaunting their wealth on social media, said one user on TikTok in response to both to Bailey's faux pas, my bad, faux pas, and it's a faux pas, they're calling it a faux pas, and the overall flaunting of wealth in New York that night. Flexing on the peasants only works when the peasants aren't watching other peasants be wiped off the face of the planet. Okay, so the blackout movement was a clear message to celebrities to use your platform for good or risk losing your audience. It is a call to action and a demand for celebrities to leverage their influence to advocate for change and justice. And we can read through a little bit of this their explanation from NPR. Of course, the rationale behind the calls of social media to block celebrities, thereby negatively impacting their advertising revenue, is put pressure on them to use their massive influence to try to stop the violence in Gaza. So, it's a real good time here, right? So let me see. I think we got to remember that the blackout movement is a testament to the power of the collective voice. And I respect that. I really do, even if it is a collective voice by design. It is very interesting, right? That it's just the Gazans, or I'm sorry, it's just the Palestinians that people care about, not the people in Yemen, not the like 500,000 people. And it was, I think it's a 500,000 either in Yemen or in Syria that are starving to death. Like, I'm not saying that more death should get more attention. I mean, mass death anywhere is terrible, but it's so interesting that they overlook these other Muslims who are suffering, um, just as much as the people in Palestine. So it's very interesting, very interesting. But it is a testament to the collective voice, right? And it's a reminder that we as consumers of media, we have the power to hold celebrities accountable. So it is something that is beautiful in the fact that we can use tools like TikTok or Instagram or Facebook to affect people and to make change in that way. Now, forcing people to believe one thing that you believe, it does seem a bit radical. But again, I think it's better than, violently clashing in the streets. And it's a great way to sort of get a message out there, even if these celebrities don't respond to it. So what's the impact on everyone else? It remains to be seen whether the latest celebrity blocking social media campaign will bring about positive change for the people of Gaza. But some experts, just some experts, folks, say the fact that it doesn't directly target the issue, but rather focuses on which celebrities are remaining silent, obscures the desired goal. So, of course, again, that's like, you're sort of forcing this upon people. That's not what we are debating on and trending about and talking about and arguing about, said Chris Morris, a communications professor at Bryant University. It's the fact that celebrities, won't tell us their stance. Isn't that weird that they won't do that? Let's boycott them until they do. Now, here's another thing. Whether or not you believe in a stance as a celebrity, doesn't mean that your team is going to allow it, right? Not that, they're not, I don't think every PR team is controlling people, but they are strongly advising against it, right? They do not. And it is probably the best. It's probably the best option that Taylor Swift is staying silent for her career. It's probably the best option that she's staying silent and not talking and picking sides, right? But she is one to do that. Right? Like back in 2020, she advocated for Biden, and that's what it was, and that's what it is. Indeed, while the number of blocks to an account is not visible, some stars have seen a fall off in followers over the past week. For example, Taylor Swift, who's at the top of many of the block lists, lost around 300,000 followers on TikTok over the past week, according to the comparison between her TikTok follower numbers at the time of writing and the number obtained from last week via Wayback Machine, and around 50,000 on Instagram. But that's nothing for a star with Swift's magnitude, right? Like, that's barely a dump in the bucket. A large celebrity has their touring, has multiple large social channels, is featured on television, is featured in the press, said Eric Dehan, CEO of the social media marketing company Mighty Joy. If you have north of 100 million followers and you lose 3 or 5 million, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. So, they're basically saying, you're doing nothing. So now, there's some other videos on here that are pretty interesting, right? Like this girl, this one was going around. This is one of the first ones I saw.
Because I saw the 47-minute footage.
Okay, we get it. We'll just
I made a Google Doc of every celebrity that attended the Met Gala, and now I'm going through and writing if they've been silent or if they've been using their platform to speak up about the
So you're seeing.
genocide
I
in
hate this.
Gaza.
Let's see if he'll do it.
I made a Google Doc of every celebrity that attended the Met Gala.
So look, they're going celebrity. They have FKA Twigs, Willow, Jaden Smith, Kieran Cook, Usher, Dwayne Wade, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, Kendall Jenner, Lily Gladstone, Kim Kardashian. They're going after people who are at the Met Gala, and they're not happy with them not saying stuff. And again, you can't blame these celebrities for it, for not wanting to speak out and take sides and alienate their audience, right? So I get why people are staying silent, but I love how the internet works in these ways, right? Because this can be used. This doesn't just have to be celebrities, guys. This can be politicians like Nancy Pelosi, who is constantly talking down to the youth and talking down to the pro-Palestinian movement. Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House, worth like $250 million off of insider trading. We can do this to asshole politicians too. So it doesn't just have to be celebrity. So this idea is like light going off, right? The light bulb going off, and it can be applied to many different people of influence. So keep that in mind, friends, that we can use that against not just celebrities, but other influencers, whether they're politicians or TikTokers or YouTubers, right? You can change people's mind by affecting their wallets. Voting with your dollar.
So as we've been talking about choosing to boycott certain celebrities for not aligning with our personal values, I've seen people ask, I don't think in good faith, what is insert celebrity going to do about a genocide? And even though
I don't think in good faith, if someone's just asking what can a celebrity do for a genocide, why is that in bad faith? See, that's what I don't like. They use that term. It's not in good faith because they want to disqualify anybody who disagrees with them. It's like, well, I don't think that's in good faith, so you must be, an anti-vaxxer, a Trumper, fucking pro-Israel, fucking, all lives matter, or fucking against Me Too, and you want misogyny. It's a whole thing, right? It's just all these words and all these sentences that they use to disqualify people's opinions and not have to answer questions. But she does answer the question, so.
I feel like that question is not in good faith,
Shut
I would
up.
urge you to actually ask yourself or Google celebrity activists. Like, there's a long history of celebrities speaking up for issues. I can think of the strike.
Absolutely, right. That's not wrong. And celebrities do have influence. And if you just want to think, you can put John Lennon and Yoko Ono laid in bed for a week for, I think it was for Vietnam or something, right? Like, there's tons of examples of people speaking out. The Dixie Chicks, who were like one of the first bands that got canceled officially for speaking out against the war in Iraq, the illegal war, and speaking out against George W. Bush, who is a war criminal, right? The illegal war where America fucking went and terrorized the Iraqi people to chase down weapons of mass destruction under the guise of weapons of mass destruction. It was all bullshit. It was just a regime change so we could put in our own people and control resources. And that's what we do, right? That's what America does. I love this country, but I do not like the politicians. The level of corruption has just gotten so terrible. And of course, we're being compared to the fall of Rome. Go figure. Oh, why did you do that?
Right, the SAG-AFTRA strike right now, and how people are now more aware of unions in general because celebrities, like a celebrity union, spoke up on behalf of their workers' rights. So there's a long history of celebrities leveraging their social capital to make political statements, right? But I also want you to use your own logic, right? Let's take the big three: Beyonce, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift. I've seen you guys post dissertations about how powerful these women are, how much money they're worth,
Right.
their genius, their strategy, their creative power, their reach, their influence. Like, I have seen you got the resume is long. Like, there's this infantilization almost of them. It's like, are they just like little girls that write songs and, you know, don't really have much to say about politics? Or are these powerful women with a lot of reach and a lot of cultural influence? Also, even if all that flies over your head and you see someone advocating for the boycotting of celebrities, like don't buy the concert tickets, don't buy the perfumes, don't stream the music, if you still want to do those things in peace. If you actually want to know why people are doing those things, ask them in good faith or Google it. But what you are witnessing is people standing on business. It's people saying that I love insert celebrity, but if they are not going to align with my personal values, it is my right to divest my money and attention from them. And so I
Fair.
feel like that's why what are celebrities
Base.
going to do is such a harmful rhetoric, because that same logic can bleed into boycotting in general. Like, what is me not buying Starbucks going to do? What is me not buying McDonald's going to do? It's almost like the same framework. So it's like you can either join the movement, you can grow, you can learn, or you can just consume mindlessly the way you were before. But like, leave us the hell alone, because the BDS movement is very clear. Anybody, any entity, any institution, any whatever that is profiting off of Israel, the settler colonial state, if they are receiving money in any form from the settler colonial state, if they're aiding and abetting that settler colonial state in any way, we are to boycott, divest, and call for sanctions. That includes your fave. Like, and it's been reiterated over and over again.
Your fave. So, I mean, I agree with her, right? Use your dollar. If you don't like what someone's doing, don't buy it. The one thing about the BDS movement, which is very disconcerting, is how it is states are, it's illegal to participate in the BDS movement in certain states. So let's see, states that, let's just say illegal BDS. Let's just see what comes up. U.S. states use anti-boycott laws to punish Okay, anti-BDS laws. Yes. So map shows states where boycotting Israel is illegal. Let's just do that. Let's see this map. Where is it? Why isn't it here yet? What is this? Why is this doing this? You know, you spend so much money on good internet. I got that fiber optic, and this is what is happening to me right now. It's not fair. It's not fair. 38 states have adopted laws that discourage boycotts against. Okay, so here we go. So in Tennessee, the Tennessee General Assembly formally condemned the BDS movement in a 1-2-3-1 vote. Get out of here. So Governor Bill Lee signed signed SB 1993, which declared the state contracts must include a written certification that the company is not currently engaged in or will not, for the duration of the contract, engage in boycott of Israel. It's illegal. South Carolina is illegal. Alabama, Colorado, Indiana, Florida, Arizona, Georgia. How is it that a foreign government has this much power over our decisions? How is it that we have dual citizenships to Israel? People who are in government have dual citizenship. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Don't you think that your loyalty might be a bit split there? I'd say so. I don't care for this. And look at what's interesting is all these laws happened all around the same time, right? Back in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2020, and then of course these new states who are taking on these laws. Again, I understand how a people who have been persecuted for thousands of years would do almost anything to not be persecuted and destroyed again. never again, right? That's their slogan. So they go into another country and create laws that make it illegal to not want to do business. That's insanity to me. You That's insane. That's insane. What This is not the United States of Israel, okay? Friends, and I have nothing against the Jews. Love the Jews. Lovely people. I have friends that are Jewish. I love them to death, right? I have nothing against Jewish people at all, but I love my country and I don't give a shit about Israel. And I don't really give a shit about Palestine. I feel for the plight of the Palestinian people because they did they did just get their shit taken away. And you know, I had someone in the comments, right, on the last YouTube video that I posted saying that they're not a colonial state, they're returning back to the homeland. I'm like, bitch, okay. So you're telling me that if Mexico came invading Texas, California, fucking New Mexico, Arizona, if they just came invading back into that land and just said, hey, fuck it, we're taking this back, you think that's gonna be okay with Texas? Texas? Fuck no. The United States would collectively destroy Mexico for that, right? Right. So you're not going to tell me that, okay, the Jews lived there one time 1,000 years ago, and now they're going back in the 1940s. Fuck you. No. Unless Mexico had like China and Russia backing them, and which is kind of like what happened, right? Like Britain, the UN sort of backed America, backed Israel and taking that land back. So you know, people are going to argue all the time on who rightfully owns that land, but we've made this comparison before. We're never going to give the Native Americans back the land that we took. Those natives, those indigenous folks aren't going to give if we gave it back to the last people who owned a piece of property in whatever, South Dakota, it's almost guaranteed that the natives who lived there before those natives, it was taken by warfare. So are they going to be required to give it back to that native land, and so on and so forth? Where does it end? Look, what happened was they fucking colonized, they took it, it's theirs now, and now they have a right to exist, and that's where it's at. That's where it's at. They won the fucking war, friends. And whether you like it or not, that's what happened. Now, do they need to keep spreading out on the Palestinians' lands and, like, you know, kicking people off their land and keep expanding across past what was agreed upon? No, they're I'm sorry, I'm still fucking up. I'm still on this cold shit. Good thing I got a cough button, friends. So, anyways, we are getting far off here. But I find it extremely interesting that they're using this now to sway celebrities into what they think is right and wrong. And whether or not the celebrity wants to be involved, it doesn't matter. They're going to go ahead and divest from that celebrity. So there already is a blackout2024.org up, and this is a user based list here, so you can contribute to it. I'm not really sure what these numbers mean, but it looks like Haley Bieber, they got plus 170,000. So I'm not sure if that means they had a plus 170,000 followers, or I don't know. But like Lizzo, Lizzo has negative 30,000 followers, which we're going to go into Lizzo here because I do not like Lizzo. I don't like her. And ever since we found out that Lizzo is a hypocrite and fat shaming and sexually harassing her staff and dancers. Now that we know that she's just as grimy as the people online judging her for her fatness and shit, she's taking it out on her dancers. Now that we know and we can confirm it, it's okay to shit on Lizzo, friends. And she looked like shit at the Met Gala. She was, where's the Lizzo? They made Lizzo Met Gala. I think it was like a bread, bread meme. This is so funny. Let's see if this comes. What is this? Who is it? This is last year. Who gives a... Okay. This is stupid. Go back. Let's just see if we can find... Look. Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. Oh, this is Lizzo's. We gotta kill the sound on this because I'll get fucking... Okay. But somebody, you're fat phobic. Shut up. This is off Lizzo's bullshit ass thing. You're fat phobic. No one gives a fuck, okay? You're unhealthy. And you're trying to tell people it's okay to be unhealthy. I just wish I could find that meme where they were comparing her to a loaf of bread. They had a loaf of bread. Loaf of bread. Meme. God, I can't spell with the shit, folks. And then to pick Jewish rye. Why is there two of the same picture? Can someone explain? Oh my god, it's not even that funny. It's not even that funny, but look how stupid that looks. Look, there's nothing wrong with being big. Lizzo is pretty, right? She's cute in the face, whatever, but like she promotes a lifestyle that is so unhealthy. It is not healthy to be fat. I am fat right now. I hate it. Right? Like when I moved out back to Ohio from California, I was a solid 200 pounds, son. And I'm a big guy, right? I'm 6'1", I'm bulky, okay? And now I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to tell you what I am now. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It is not good to be this fat, friends. Don't look to Lizzo as... I mean, we shouldn't be looking at celebrities as inspiration in life. Their whole lives are a lie. Their whole lives are portrayed and created and crafted by people who get paid to do so. We all know now that she's an evil, mean person who's fat shaming other fat people. And fuck yeah, you should feel ashamed for being fat. And I feel I fucking so much shame. It's so gross. Anyways. So this blackout.org, you guys contribute to it if you guys are interested. So it looks like Beyonce, they're saying she lost 186,000. Ariana Grande lost 66.7 thousand. Tyra Banks gained some, I guess. See, I'm not sure what. I guess Justin Bieber he gained almost 1 million. Like, what? So this is like seriously the first thing that came out too that comes up when you Google search, celebrity blackout 2024. I believe this comes up really at the top. Oh, maybe not. Oh well, I guess I'm a liar. Fuck it. I found it like really easily when I searched Blackout 2024. Anyways, if you want to look at that, that's fine. But Lizzo, of course, bends the knee as soon as she catches wind that she is losing followers because she's such a narcissist and she needs that that verification that what she's doing is right and humble. um she goes immediately and starts bending the knee and starts taking sides. And I gotta say one thing, friends. She doesn't just, at least she's like recognizing that other people are suffering other than the Palestinians. And so you gotta give her credit for that. And of course, Lizzo quit music a couple months ago. Of course, she quit music. And so here's what she did. This was what? I don't know, last month or a couple months ago. I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of every of the joke every single time because of how I look. My character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit. So nobody cared when this happened. No one cared. Let's see what the comments say. I'm sorry, I'm starting to cough a lot, right? Look at, stop some more supporting commies. The UK loves you. That's nice. Don't quit. Keep your chins up. Let's give that a like. God, I hate this cold. It will not go away. Maybe don't sexually assault your workers. I don't understand why the comments are so mean about fucking time. It says ignore all the positive comments. They lie. See, bullying works. Oh, accountability knocking at your door. Ain't nobody ain't nobody dragging you. We ain't that strong. I totally have smokers laugh right now because whatever this respiratory shit was. Maybe don't harass your employees. You literally made an instant name, Lizzo be eaten, and didn't expect to get roasted. Womp womp. These comments are so not it. I hope some of you guys grow up and act normal one day, because with this kind of behavior, you won't reach anything. I love you, Lizzo. You will be missed by your fans. And let's see, this looks, she's probably a fatty. Oh no, wait, hold on. It's probably a filter. Anytime I see somebody who takes a picture like this from this angle, like they have their phone up, kind of like this, she's hiding a double chin. She's probably hiding a double chin. She has 3 followers, or it's a bot. Judd Apatow. He said black love. Shut the fuck up, Judd. On behalf of everyone, we don't care. Okay, that's enough. So Lizzo quit music a month ago, and now she's trying to climb her way back into a life again. So Lizzo speaks out in support of Palestine, Sudan, DR Congo, and college protests, which, you know, again, you got to give the lady some credit. At least she's recognizing that there is more plights in the world than just the Palestinians. My God, I'm going to put a cough drop in, you guys. So if you hear some clicking around, it's my cough drop. I'm so sorry. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I might spit this out immediately, actually. Actually, we're going to spit this out. Sorry, that's gross too. It's just, I don't want to talk with it going. More and more celebrities speaking up amid Amid devastating violence, genocide, and famine in Palestine, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, Lizzo took to Instagram on Monday to join the conversation. I just want to take a second. Let's see. Do they have here? Let's just watch the video because, by the way, she looks like she's losing weight and she's looking a lot better. She's getting close to the smash, but still past. She's still a little too big for daddy.
This video is long overdue.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I just want to take a second and give a personal thank you to all of the activists who have been working tirelessly
and
to
unfollowing
help
her.
the liberation and the freedom of the people who have been genocided all over the world, specifically Palestine, Sudan, and the Congo. As someone who has worked closely with activists, I know the toll it can take on your mental and your physical, and it can feel thankless. So if you have not heard it today, thank you. Your work is not in vain. You have helped so many people. You have
Pander
saved
much.
literal lives.
Pandering.
And on a personal note, you have activated me.
How dare you?
I was in a deep, dark depression. I had some mental health crises and episodes over the last 9 months, and I was not present. Between the loss I experienced in my personal life and the state of the world, I have been...
Okay, so I wish there was a fast forward button on Instagram because who cares? Maybe we can actually. Maybe this is long enough to where it's Let's see. No, we can't. Damn it. Okay.
long overdue. But I just want to take a second.
All right. You know what? We're done. We're done. We're we'll just read the fucking. We'll read the summary here. So we heard that the special is very special. Gosh darn it. The singer added that she was in a deep, dark depression and had some mental health crisis and episodes because she got caught sexually harassing her and fat shaming her fucking employees. I'm not saying this to make excuses. Sure, you're not. Nor do I want to sympathize. I just haven't been able to I haven't been able to be transparent with y'all in a long time. This has been weighing on my heart to share with y'all. The people in my life who love and care about me, they help me get out of that dark space. I appreciate them, kind of blah, 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 blah. They really motivated me, but also the activism that I've been seeing has been extremely motivating. Y'all have really motivated to get my ass up and get back to who I am, which is, I don't know, eating a lot. She's vegan, so she probably just eats a lot of fake processed food. Lizzo concluded by her message by shouting out the students who have been tirelessly protesting on college campuses, as well as organizations like Operation Olive Branch, which has been working to connect people directly with struggling Palestinian families. I've been reaching out to activists, seeing how I can help, and stay tuned for more information on how you can help these ongoing genocides in the world, because we ain't free till we all free, she shared. And which is nice. And she also shared some, some GoFundMe pages where people can go and help, where people can go and donate money and stuff, which again is really nice. And respect to Lizzo for recognizing other plights other than Palestinians, not to take away from the Palestinians, because of course they are suffering. They are getting blown to pieces. It is terrible. And you feel bad for them. And then you see those videos of them dancing in the streets when 9/11 happened. And then you're like, man. And that's why I'm like, hey, fuck Israel. Fuck Palestine. America first. That sounds terrible. I know that people are not going to like that. But guess what? We're not Captain Save-A-Ho. We can't be the world police all the fucking time. And let's face it, we're not spreading democracy. We are resource stealing. So let's not fool ourselves, friends. So My thing is, let's take care of the fact that these kids looking at the Met Gala are feeling so disillusioned and so disconcerted about their future when they see celebrities paying $70,000 for $75,000 for a plate of food, and to just be put on display with fancy dresses and flowers and that is so stupid. Like, I just like, there's this lady who was made out of sand and she had to be lifted. It was actually really funny because she had to be lifted, and she's really hot though, right? Like, who is that girl? Sand outfit Met Gala. It was actually she's pretty hot actually. Tyla did it.
See Tyla get cut out of her dress in a behind-the-scenes Met Gala video. The Truth or Dare singer made an unforgettable entrance at the May 6th event, wearing a skin-tight strapless gown by Balmain that was literally made of sand, a nod to the sands of time, which fit perfectly with the Garden of Time theme.
Watch her be lifted. Where's she being lifted at? Where's she being lifted?
The sands of time.
Tyla. Look.
The celeb also chatted with E! News at the big event
Look,
about her look.
You look unbelievable. Now, how is this constructed? It's sand, basically.
She don't know. She was like, I don't know, it's sand, and then they put it on me, it's skin tight, and I'm hot, so who gives a shit? Look at these fucking titties. He's beautiful. And they are. They are, Tyla. They are beautiful titties. Anyways, I get it. I get why people are so upset. And as they sit here and they can't afford rent and they can't afford to buy food, or it's like they either buy food or pay their gas bill, right? Or I get why young people are upset. And I get why people would start a movement where they're going to block out these asshole celebrities who, what the fuck do they do? And I can see where they're going with this. And I think it's cool and we should also do this to Nancy Pelosi and politicians in general. So let's go to Matt Kim. I love Matt Kim, and we'll end it with Matt's take on everything. And let's take it away, Matt.
Cancel celebrities and compare the Met Gala to the Hunger Games capital, and I'm here for it. Everyone wakes up at different times for various reasons. Some, it's corrupt politicians, their lies and disingenuous virtue signaling. Others, it's celebrities flaunting their wealth while mockingly ignoring the fans that got them there. Really, it's the same. Pushing back against the establishment, fighting against the undeservingly privileged that are placed in positions of power and influence to keep us docile and compliant. The resistance is us. The resistance is normal, everyday Americans sick and tired of being treated as second-class citizens. It's middle America that stood up to the lockdowns, vaccine mandates, those kicked off the internet for not having the right beliefs or supporting the wrong president. We may not agree on the same core values or beliefs. We may not see eye to eye on all social issues, but we're on the same side, the resistance. It's not left versus right, man versus woman, black versus white versus yellow versus brown. It's us versus them. And there are more of us than there are of them. Block the celebrities, mock the establishment. Influence is the most highly sought after currency in the world. It's what gives them power. Strip it away and take back control of your minds and destinies.
And the beautiful point he makes there, it's us versus them, the haves and the have-nots. And the haves have been just taking and taking and taking, and people are sick of it. And it comes out in all these different ways, right? People feel frustrated. And I understand that. I'm frustrated too. So I love it. and let's expand on it. Let's go after these politicians who aren't doing what we want them to do. Let's go after the influencers who are being paid to influence people into a certain idea and ideology. Let's go after them all, baby. I love it. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. I love you. And make sure you like and subscribe this video. And we'll see you next time.